I can't transform. Keep trying.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of I Can't Transform! Keep trying! Where I, Max Prime, do a little unboxing, followed by an initial and often humbling transformation of an unboxed Transformer. This week's episode is, to quote Perspective End, a YouTuber that I watch on occasion, although he is, as his name implies, a little bit on the negative side of things. This is a Big Boy episode, aka Oh Lord, He Coming episode, featuring a Titan, a Generation Selects, giant, yes, kid, wrong side, Legacy Evolution Guardian Robobt, the repaint of the Generation Selects, I believe, Generation Selects Omega Supreme. I got this guy on pre-order because I was too late to catch the original Omega, or the Omega, the Legacy. God, I can just like rest on this thing. It's that big. It's actually pretty comfortable. Yeah, so I missed the original Omega Supreme coloration, and sort of basically didn't come around to collecting again until after that had already no longer been sort of like for sale again and was just being sold at jacked up prices. So I came back around and got this one on pre-order a few months back. When I first got this, I think I was pretty high on the Titans. I had just gotten Legacy Metroplex, who's hiding here behind me. He's gonna poke his little head out, give a little high, a little wave. Hello! His ratchety joints say, hello, it's me, Metroplex. Anyways, I was pretty high on the Titans after him, because I got him on sale for like $100. I think I got him, I think Big Bad Toy Store does. Occasionally they'll put their Titans on sale for $100. I got him, and I also got Black Zarek, same kind of sale, later date, similar situation. But I really liked both of those figures, and so I think that caused me to sort of jump on this. But then I've also subsequently sort of just like, Titans are, I've reached this conclusion, I've heard other people say it, or at least I've heard like Thew say it, that, you know, Titans are so big. Look at them, I can like sleep on this thing, and then if you're someone who lives in, say, a 2-bedroom apartment, one of those bedrooms being an office that you work from, where am I gonna put this? Like, once it's open, where does it go? And my cat is also in this room. That's, yes. If you have cats, if you have kids, if you have a partner, if you have a finite amount of space, which I think we all do, then where do these things go? Yes, I say that all as a prelude to I'm sort of off the Titan train. And I say that now because I think Nemesis has been announced somewhat recently. We now have a release date for Nemesis, and I like the ship. The robot does almost nothing for me, but I'm also just like, I just don't have the space to put, and it's not, like, this is not my entire collection, but like, I have some toys. I could have room conceivably, but like the Titan would take up so much space. It's so big. Anyways, that's all a little bit of prelude to opening this big boy. Oh Lord, He Coming! Sweet, which is going to be exciting. But before we get that on this week's Recaflectings, I wanted to talk briefly about something that came up for me recently when I got Titans Return Scourge. I got him on sale. You can see, I got this. Yeah, look at that. Oh, he just got. So I got this guy, and yeah, this like one flap just doesn't stay up, and it bothers me. It bothers me so much, and I think I'm on the side of like, yeah, I like it, in a lot of situations, but for some reason this bothered me, and I brought up this question of sort of like, because it felt like a lack of care. I'm like, all you needed was one peg, to pop that thing into, and it would be fine. The other one, the joint is fine, but this one, it's just not, and it just looks so bad. And it leaves me with this sort of like this sense of care. Obviously, Titans Return figures are on the cheaper side in terms of the plastic and some of the construction, but it leaves me with this lack of a sense of care. And then I'm sort of wondering, well, why does that matter? Like, why does that bother me so much when I feel like I'm lazy sometimes. I cut corners. I'll cut corners on this video. But sometimes when someone does that, it feels like there's a lack of care, and for some reason that sort of translates to me. Like, they don't care about me. Why it is I need care to sort of like come to me through Transformers, through toys. There's a there, there's a there, but yeah, that's it. That's the thought for this week. That's the reflecting. Just a thought. Take it or leave it. Do what you will. All right. A little background on this character, the Guardian Robobt / Omega Supreme. For those of you who don't know, Omega Supreme has been around for a long time. He is almost as old as me, as a character at least, in the cartoons. Actually, technically, as a character in the cartoons, per se, within that universe, he's millions of years old. But as a figure, as a character in the sort of like this world where we live, he has been around since the mid-'80s. He was released in the G1 line. I originally thought he was Diaclone because he sort of looks sort of funky. He wasn't designed in the cartoon first and then brought to being a figure. He was a figure that they then worked into the cartoon. So the cartoon version of him always looked different than the figure version. So I just assumed that was because he was a Diaclone figure. And, I don't know. I do know now. I know now that they purchased him from a toy company that's defunct, that actually didn't exist in Japan. I learned this is all TF Wiki if you look up Guardian Robobt and then sort of follow it to Omega Supreme. But they purchased Omega Supreme, the toy, from a now defunct toy company, and then worked it into the cartoon. Omega Supreme was never sold in Japan in G1, which I thought was pretty interesting. The Guardian Robot version of this was never sold as a toy, but did show up in the massively long Season 2 of the G1 cartoon as sort of a holdover from Cybertron's past. And I haven't watched the episode recently, but my brief excursion into the interwebs suggested that the Quintessons used the Guardian robots to like oppress various robot life forms back in the day. And so so he was a big boy back in the day. He's a big boy now. And yeah, I was willing to shell out nearly $200 for this big boy of basic bodiness. Time for the... Oh, we have Kitty Cat Observer. She hopefully won't interfere too much. You'll see she's gonna paw at my hand. I'm in her like play zone, Sometimes if she's like sitting like this, she's just gonna pat. She's just gonna pat my head. Anyways, let's do a little unboxing of this big boy right here. Ooh. Okay. Have my handy dandy scissors. I was originally going to use this guy I think this goes back to the sort of size of the Titans and how sort of unwieldy they can be. I was going to use this guy. I make some pretend play stories for myself and also for my nieces, and I record them. Oh my god, it's so big! Okay, it looks pretty cool. Anyways, I make some pretend play stories, and I've been using Black Xeric and Metroplex in those stories, or like trying to, and they're just so big that it's almost impossible. Like, I'm like, if I try to make a story using them, I end up like, like sweating. Their heads pop off, or at least Xeric's head pops off intermittently, and I just gets to me. It gets to me in a way. So I was gonna use Guardian Robot in like a Battle of the Titans, maybe like have him land on this mysterious planet that I've created, this fictional planet, like a quest to defeat all of the other Titans. But then I just did a fight between Xeric and Metroplex, and I was like exhausted after like the second punch, where I'm like, I just have to end this fight now. I can't keep recording this. I don't have the physical capacity to see this fight to a fulsome conclusion, you know? So, yeah, I was just like, I should just open him. I'm not going to work him into the story. I'm going to open him, and let's see what that's like. Okay, so right out of the gate, obviously this box is huge. It is so big. Yeah, he is a big boy, and I'm genuinely excited by this. I think some of the pictures online, I was like, he's just white and blue and kind of boring looking. I am not feeling that way right now. Let's see if I can get this. It's got like a sarcophagus. Yeah, okay. He's all tied down. But yeah, look. Whoa. I'm gonna make sure I'm not blocking my microphone. Anyways, yeah, he is gorgeous. Look at that. It's like not quite doing it justice. I'm in love with this blue. It is not like a baby blue. It's like it's richer than that. I love this. I'm really into it. I was concerned that he was going to be boring compared to Omega Supreme, so I some Toy Hacks stickers that I was like, oh yeah, I'll put those on him. Which I hate putting on stickers, but I was like, I think he looks cool, so I want him to look cooler. Yeah, he is a big boy, and he is beautiful. That blue is gorgeous. Oh my god, look, he's got rockets in his shoulders. Oh my god, his shoulders fold up, and he's got little rockets that are red. He doesn't. All right, so when I first got this, again, I thought I needed some Toy Hack stickers, and now that I see it, I do not think that anymore. There is tremendous detail work. Tremendous detail. You can't. Oh, maybe you can kind of see it. You can sort of see all of the sort of like little etchings and detail. And I believe that I saw this in the original Omega Supreme, but like, I didn't think it was going to be this clear. I feel like the pictures just haven't done justice to this, and I think I heard somewhere else, I think I heard it was Dr. Lockdown saying something like, pictures, or not pictures, pictures, stickers can be used to augment a figure and make a good figure better, but if you need the stickers to sort of like salvage it and make it acceptable, that's not enough, or that's not what you should be aiming for, and it's borderline unacceptable because it means you're selling something that's ostensibly sort of like incomplete out of the gate. And I was a little worried about this figure, but now seeing it in person, seeing the detail, a lot of blue paint that is frankly just gorgeous, a lot of white paint on the plastic. I think there is some white plastic, but I think I'm noticing that a number of areas are actually painted white, which causes my little anxious heart to feel slightly better because I worry about yellowing. I've already commented on this show, but I had a G1 Ultra Magnus. He has taken on the color of a Post-it, the color of a dive bar urinal, if you will, and that is sad. So I literally just placed my Legacy Metroplex outside because he's a lot of white plastic. I want him to be exposed to these natural whites. Yes, that might be paranoid. It's how long is it going to be here, but that is sort of where I'm at on the white plastic and yellowing. So he appears to have, this guy has a lot of white paint, which I really like. I love the different colors of gray, and I'm just going to keep holding them up. Eventually I'll get them out of the box. But yeah, if you see, you probably can't, oh yeah, there it is. The different grays on the arm, on the pistol, was one on this side, yeah, on this side, you can see there's like a silver tip. And on this side, you can see he's got like a softer gray. Yeah, it's subtle, but I think it adds a lot. Anyways, I'm gonna untie him now. I'm not gonna talk during that because it's boring. Not that this is not boring, but if you're into this, I assume you're not into watching me untie this guy. Call it a hunch. Well, actually, I don't want to drop him. Okay, what's the best? Maybe this is entertaining. It's like he's so big. This is the problem with the Titans. They're so freaking huge. They are such veritable units of giant, hulking, heavy plastic. And I do feel already, I think that the heft, I've heard a lot of people, and I don't have the Titan class arc, but I've heard a lot of people complain about the lack of heft to the arc in terms of the plastic, like the quality of the plastic. I think, is it Javi the Hong, sort of compared it to like a Tonkin toy. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that that's not going to be the case here. And I know before I was lamenting my Titan's Return Scourge, depending on how you say it, for just the cheapness and the lack of care. And I'm cautiously optimistic that that's not going to be the case with this figure. But I've also, a lot of the legacy figures, that is sort of how I feel. I feel like there is a lot more care and quality. I think my cat might have some fun with this box. Oh, there's still some, I need to get the accessories out too. But let's just get this boy out of his box, out of his cage, if you will. Oh, what he's got, like, he's got a back. I am super curious what this is. I assume it's part of the rocket. It just looks like he's like going backpacking. It looks like he's got like a little, like a sleeping bag roll tucked up on his back, and it just sort of like started unfurling slowly. It's very strange. Oh, he kept a little armband for himself. He likes that, apparently. Yeah, this guy he's beautiful. He's a beautiful boy. I would adopt him. Is he my new child? Oh my gosh, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Is that weird? I don't know. Probably. I'm going to cut this little last bit off. Free the cannon. The cannon of an arm. Yeah, if this guy goes on, that's okay. So the thing is yes, no, I haven't transformed him yet. Don't know, could hate him. I already love him at this. Just the sheer. Yes, look at the size of these arms. These ones, I can tell there's still a lot of them at some of the stores, and my guess is that he's going to go on sale at some point. And I think he's probably not worth $200. But man, if he goes on sale at like 100, 150, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I'm going to stand him up here next to Headless Zarek. Just so you can see the scale of this behemoth. Okay, he's shorter. Look at that. Zarek, even headless, is a little bit taller than Guardian Robobt. You can, yeah. Guardian Robobt, he does have, I feel like the G1 version of Guardian Robobt might be where they got, like, he's sort of a round and jolly looking, terrifying, massive robot. I feel like that's where they sort of get the build for the Bulkhead in the animated, Transformers Animated, and in Prime. He's sort of got a similar sort of like girthiness to him, jolliness. This guy doesn't quite have that. It looked like, well, he does a little bit. Look, he's got a little bit of chonk in the middle. He's got his big boy arms. I think they kept some of that jolliness. But yeah, Zarek is bigger. But I do think this is like the level of detail, and you can't really. I'm like, I'll show you this. Let's see. Can I get this to get in focus? Yeah, you can just see the insane level of detail up there. And Zarek has a decent amount of detail, but I feel like this guy has more. I think he's a little bit lighter. Zarek is such a beast. This guy's a little bit lighter than Zarek. He's obviously a little bit shorter. But the level of detail is astounding and amazing. I have no idea how to transform him. Let's find out!
I can't transform. Keep trying.
I feel sort of like Dr. Frankenstein and Young Frankenstein, or any Frankenstein, where I've got my hodgepodge boy I've put together, and I just need to bring him to life, with my 2-foot tall giant robot child. He's alive! Anyways, that's weird. Before we get to the transformation, while I have him in this shape, I do think we should talk at least briefly. I've commented I'm really enamored with the figure. I think he is gorgeous. I think the camera doesn't do him justice in terms of the colors and the level of detail and sort of like intricacy of sort of like on almost every panel. This like silver etching in the legs, which is just gorgeous. Look at the detail on his back. I know he's got his little backpack on. Who knows what to do with that? But look at the detail in his back here. It's just incredible. He looks amazing. Sort of from every angle. Silver piping or paint that he's got on his little I guess top nips. Like he's got top nips. These things fold out. I've already done it on one side but not the other. They have little red blasting cannons, not red rockets. That's weird. What do you call those? They are rockets. They are red. They're in his chest. Red. No, I'm not calling them red chest rockets. Anyways, he is really cool and detailed as a figure. I think he's gorgeous. It's hard to do it justice. Oh, the silver. Look at this. These are painted silver. They sort of like stick out. They're gaps, and they look super cool. Ah, amazing. Just red, little bits of red painted in here, looking fantastic. The figure itself, I'm smitten. I have not been this smitten in quite a while. I think I was quite smitten with Legacy Metroplex when I first got him. I was like, wow, the level of detail here far exceeds that. But I loved. I was quite smitten with Black Zarek. I think that the Titans do a fair amount of smittening. You know, like they do strike some awe, some Kantian awe at the size of them. But yeah, I'm not sure. That's the figure is a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10 or whatever. A very high score. Posability is probably not great. So it looks like shoulders are actually, well, you know, they go up to. He can do this. Where you can't. That's no. He's got limited flexibility, but they do bend. They've got a good bend on them, and they've got full rotation. That's kind of good. Come down. Yeah, I mean he's got like his shoulders starts here on his arm, because he's got this huge freaking rocket blaster and giant claw. I'm so into this claw. Okay, the claw. Yeah, I think I've seen this elsewhere. The claw is incredibly posable. Yeah, each little finger folds in and out like so, and can also like straighten out. So, who can he? Yes, he can crush Scourge in his grasp. Ah, can he hold it? Yes, that is awesome. Okay, it's not a super firm grip, but it's firm enough, and it is like, yeah, it's delicate. It's delicate but strong. Delicate but strong. That's what our big blue Guardian boy is. Yeah, so good posability there. The legs do not. Oh! I didn't think they had an ankle tilt. Oh my God, they do. Look at that. I was like, oh, that's just like a solid block of plastic. Like that's not going anywhere. It does go somewhere. Look. He can stand on my arm. I mean, I'm exaggerating for dramatic effect, but I am shocked and impressed. Okay. He's got a waist swivel. Something that even Siege Jetfire didn't have. Zarek does have. I mean, he's probably stealing a little bit of Zarek's body architecture, if you will. Legs, let's see. Surprised my cat can stay in the room with the sound of those ratchets. It creates a lot of force, so it's like I do kind of want to be gentle. But yeah, they can go fully. Well, He can do a little high step, but not very high. Can they go back? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Boop. How's the knee? The knee gets a good. The knee gets 90. The knee gets 90. These joints are actually pretty smooth. So like the side is a very like loud, very loud ratchet, very tight ratchet. The knee is smooth. Do you hear that? It's gentle. It's nice. Okay, yeah. So shoulders, not great, but elbows actually pretty good. Rotates a lot. Yeah. Can he pose? What does that even mean? That's the thing. At this size, what does a pose look like? Yeah, he can grab something. He's got. Let's see. We'll give him Scourge back so he can grab him and maybe hold him up overhead. Yeah, look at that. Okay. And he's got his blaster. Yeah. He's got a little action pose where he's like grabbing jets out of the sky with one arm. That's actually really smooth. That's like much better than Legacy Metroplex or Black Xeric's arms, which are like incredibly tight. There's a little bit of movement here in the back. I don't know if I can show this. Not sure exactly. I haven't started transforming it, so I don't know how this is all constructed yet. I don't like that, but I do like how smooth this arm is. Both arms, really. Okay. Next, I think we have to talk when my cat's playing with some of the strings from the box. We have to talk when we're dealing with Titans. I think as in terms of like this is not like a formal review, but it is like a quasi review. I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to give like a formal review, but I do. He's such a beautiful boy. Look at him. But Titans storability. Like I don't think with other Transformers you need to talk about it with their little figures because they're small. They're not gonna, how much space is Leo one gonna take up? Not too much. Titans though, it's like if you're living in a modestly sized apartment or a condominium, you don't have like a giant garage or a bunch of bedrooms or like a huge basement or like a loft. Like you do have to figure out where you're gonna put these things, and so storability is. I think that should be a review factor when you're dealing with Transformers. I know that few. I wouldn't say he condemns, or condemned, say, HasLab Unicron because of the size, but like where do you put it, and how much does that actually sort of like rank the sort of like hurt the scoring or ranking of like a figure that you might otherwise love because it takes up just an ungodly amount of space. I think it's worth considering. And as a Titan, they score low because they take up a ton of space. Okay, that's it for that. One thing to note also, well, I feel like I'm just naysaying Titans, even though I'm simultaneously saying I love him. This is my, I don't know, first or second or third adopted son. I just look at that. It's like his little face. His face. Look at his face. God, it's so cute. It's such a cute little face. And imposing and intimidating at the same time. It's so cute. Okay, anyways. Even reviewing this toy is like exhausting because you're like lifting it. That's why, It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday night. This is not 10 shots and 10 bots, but you need a little fuel when you're going through this stuff. And also, thankfully, my girlfriend / fiance out of town, camping with friends, so I had some extra time tonight. Otherwise, who has the time? Let's say if you're employed, and I am, to spend a couple of hours reviewing a giant toy. Nobody. Anyways, okay. Transformation. I know that my boy here turns into a base. I have this image in my mind. I never owned Omega Supreme as a child or had him. I've never had an Omega Supreme before, but I imagine like a ring, a track, and a thing that goes around it, and then like a tower somewhere you know, in conjunction with that. I have no idea how I get from him to that. Oh, I might have a start. I mean, oh, so that just pops out. Okay, I think this becomes the rocket. That is pretty dope. Does this count as parts forming? If it's like a part of him? Sort of? But then it also just slides out? I don't know. My girlfriend hates part forming. I feel like this is like the sweet spot of parts forming because it is integrated inside of him as a part of him. Let's see if we can get it back in. Yeah. It clicks in. It's a part of him. But then it pops out? How did I even do that? I don't even... Oh. Yeah. Oh. It's got like this little lippy thing here that like keeps it down and that might be on its own kind of ratchet. That could be genius. It might be genius. The level of detail, I'm just like, the level of detail in this thing is insane and amazing, and I love it. And can every figure do this? Absolutely not. But is it like really nice to see? Yes, it is. This might be a hint as to the start of the transformation process, because my guess is that this turns into a rocket. Okay. That's, yeah, like this folds out. This appears to fold. Look, that kind of like, oh my gosh. This, well, I sort of, like these, okay, I didn't really expect, I kind of expect this to like, no, but it's more like this slides in. This also slides in. It's like a, yeah. And then this folds around. It's sort of like a Swiss roll of plastic. Oh, okay. What does this do? Okay. No. No. Okay. Oh. I think I'm getting it. You see this? Where it's like, look at the size of this thing. It's like a spear. It's like a giant frickin' plastic spear. There's like little latches here. I'm not sure if I can get them to click in. Yeah, sort of. Oh, okay. This one has clicked in, no problem. This one is being a little trickier up top. I'm like, go. This could be a QC issue. I'm just like, oh no, I go. Okay. I could see this becoming a QC issue. Not even a Q, like. There could be a lot of QC issues on... Look at the size of this freaking rocket. This is the biggest freaking rocket I have ever owned in my possession. Had in my possession, custody, or control. Oh my gosh. It's freaking huge. Oh, I feel like... You're supposed to like sort of screw this down. Well, it's not. This is not perfect. It's like a little bit off. I don't know how much I care, you know, because I do end up sort of like, it's so impressive otherwise, like, oh, maybe. Yeah, you know, like, maybe there's an issue with this, but it's still pretty freaking cool that his two arms turn into a rocket that is taller than Black Zarek. It's taller than Black Zarek. Look at that. Holy crap. That's amazing. Anyways, okay, so I did figure out this is... Oh. Zarek just collapsed and his head popped off. He smashed, and you probably heard that. Oh, poor Big Z. I'm lucky he didn't like knock over this thing that you're looking at right here. Head pops off that guy a lot. Okay. So yeah, I have the rocket done, and then what does this become? I think, okay, I'm remembering this. I think the head forms a part. Oh, look at this. Yeah, the head has good posability. One, it swivels. Didn't notice this before. But two, it has like a little raising. It raises so it can tilt up and down. And oh, it has a cute little rocket on the back. Look at that. I think this becomes a car of some kind. I don't know for sure. He does have amazing light piping. I'm like, how does that light even get in there? And there's like a little sliver on top. It's not gonna do it justice. But that doesn't help you at all, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. Anyways. What? Okay, this. Oh, there's like a tank in here? Is that? Oh. Okay, I think this might. This is like loose. There's like a little thing in here. This folds down. These fold up. But I'm like, how does this come out? Oh. No. No, I don't want to break. He's pretty sturdy, but I don't want to break him, right? It's like a balance. But like, I think this comes out somehow. Okay, you're getting frustrated, Max. Oh. Okay. Popped out. Sort of seamlessly. Took a little bit of effort. This appears to be the tank. So now we have this giant corpse of a body. I'm getting like Krang vibes, right? Like Krang lives in there. So we're down to this sort of shell thing. I'm gonna reserve judgment, but this is sort of feeling a little like cheating. Not a lot of transformation, more like things just detaching. I still love the overall figure, but anyways, I'm gonna try to make this tank guy. See how this goes. There's looseness here. I feel like this has got to pop out. Yeah, there's like little tabbies. Those could definitely break at some point. There's like a tank gun buried in there somewhere. Ah, that pops out. And then there's like a little wee tank pistol. How does this? Oh. Okay. This like folds out. What happens with the head? I don't know. Oh, this is transformy, I think. Sort of. That doesn't look right. Does this look right to you? Where you've got sort of like, the only things that come to mind when I see this is like, I'm not going to say the things that come to mind where his face is pressed into the ass of this cannon. That can't be what it's supposed to look like. I don't think. But maybe it is. These little things fold over. This is vaguely familiar to me as being like maybe how this looks. Now this is where I love the cardboard boxes in terms of like they are conserving on some level some resources here. But I do miss the box pictures. So I'm like, what? This doesn't. That can't be the thing that it does. Like, it's gotta like. Maybe it folds underneath. Is that true? Does it? No, but then it has that little rocket on the back. I think this sits out. I'm gonna double check. I'm not going to the instructions yet, but I'll try to see what the internet has to say. Oh, wait. I think it like, is that Can that be right? Well, if it like plugs in, it looks better, but then it also doesn't rotate. This has wheels on it. I love the tread work is really solid. Looks really cool. It has wheels. The side paneling, also like the detail you can sort of see coming into focus, is pretty insane. Look at that. Sorry, it's all blurry. Focus. Focus. Yeah, the detail there is insane. Front of the tank actually also similarly. Let's see. Can I get... Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. It's all painted on. You got the red popping in the front. You got silver sort of tips here on these little blasters. The cannon is just a white cannon. But it still looks pretty cool. But I'm going to double check once I'm done if this is what it's supposed to look at. It's a little lightweight. It's like a little flimsy. But shit rolls. Pardon my French. It rolls, and yeah, that's, I guess now I'm coming around. This is a pretty cool tank. I'm a little suspicious that I've done this wrong, but well, now I'm like, okay, oh yeah, there are little tabs on the side of the mask, and there are little tabs on the inside. Oh, that's, yeah, you can kind of, yeah. So I think it is supposed to sort of click into place. But it's not really clicking for me. Not really clicking for me. So, this is me getting frustrated. Okay. Yeah, it's not quite doing what I would like it to do, and I really wish that this would rotate, and when the mask is like locked in, it's stuck, which seems stupid. So, but then it does have this really cute little pew 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 off the back. So it's pew pew pew. It's got a tank blaster, but then off the back it's like, and then it's got these two giant rocket arms which go all the way back, and even I think they fold too. Yeah. Yeah. Strange, but cool. Let's see if I can lock this back in. All right, and that's it for this tank. I've come around on this tank. I'm kind of into it. I wish it rotated on the top, but I love the detail and I love the silver. And it is a transformation itself. So that's what this is supposed to do. Transform. So we've got our giant frickin' rocket. That thing flies. That's amazing. Our tank. And then we have whatever this then turns into. He has been stripped bare. He's lost his crane. He's lost his shoulders. I don't know what this is supposed to do. So I'm just going to start trying to... Oh, that opens. Okay. Oh, that opens. There's some like big caverns inside its legs where the knee joints are. But like, for what? I do not know. This might open. It's like a hinge. Ooh. There is a air lock system hinge. You can right there. Okay, so I know not everyone not everyone likes city formers. I obviously do. I like Metroplex. I like this guy. The bases generally, I think they're basically dollhouses, but for transformers. So some people don't like that kind of stuff. I do. Anyways. Grabbed Ironworks, who's got his little airlock system stuff, to see if maybe can I plug him in here? I can. Oh yes. Okay, wait. I could maybe if I could hold his leg still. Oh yeah. Okay. So, hi guys. Hello. He's now connected randomly to... Oh, lost a leg. Anyways, I really like... I wish they did more with the air system lock or airlock system, whatever it is that these things are called. Because I really like the city forming, and I like the idea of, oh, he's got ones here and here. So there's... Oh, yeah. Okay, this makes more sense. This is not intended simply to allow random transformers to connect to his limbs. It's that his own limbs also have the air sort of ports, which I wish they didn't abandon. And apparently they haven't fully abandoned. They just stick on to things randomly. But it's so cool. We should have... I want to turn these guys into little bases and connect them all and make a city. And I know I'm not the only one. I in my Reddit community, in the Transformers Reddit community, there are more of us. We are not legion by any stretch of the imagination, but we do exist. You know, there are those of us out there who want to do that, and I'm one of them. Okay, let's. Okay. Well. I have a hunch that it's going to be something like this, where it's like connecting things to stuff, because there's like nothing else. Oh, he's got them all over. He's got the air things all over. There's like nothing else really. Like, what is he gonna do? Like, these are just legs. And I guess so. This is kind of like, I think this is part of the problem with like base formers maybe generally, where it's like they just kind of like fold their limbs out and like that's how they transform. And I do think that is a bit disappointing. And I feel like I'm not an engineer, but there has to be more you can do to sort of create, I don't know, something city-y or homey out of these giant freaking pieces of plastic than just this. But I don't know, you know, I'm not sure exactly what that looks like, and all I have right now is what appears to be... okay. This folds, which I'm going to... My gut tells me that it folds like this, and that the ramp portions then are going to connect somehow. Is that crazy? Should it be going the other way? Because I'm like, this doesn't look right. But maybe it is. Maybe that could... Oh, this could be like... Okay, that could be like a rocket blast-off station. I really wish I had a picture to like look at, and I don't. Should I use the internet to see? No, I'm not going to. You know why? I'm not stubborn. I mean, I am stubborn, but this is the principle. And the principle is, how weird and messed up is this going to look if I don't really know what it's supposed to look like? I feel like I'm like, oh, this is cool. I feel like I'm on like British Bake Off, and they're like, make a shoe cake, triple layer, blah, 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 with this, that, and the other thing. And like half the people haven't made the thing. They've never even seen the thing that they're being asked to make for a technical challenge. That's what I feel like now, where I have an image from... I'm not quite as bad off as they are, because I do have an image of him from the 80s. And I have seen more recent pictures of him, but I don't know for sure. And I certainly don't know, like, what's this figure supposed to look like in its base form, like, actually, now that it's, like, sitting in front of me. I'm going to wedge these things in. Yeah, that wedged in. You'll check out. It's got, like, little... I was like, how's this going to stay up? It's got these. So, that's how it stays up. I'm so excited to, like, get Moonracer on here. I love Moonracer. I know a lot of people are mixed on some of these figures, but I think that they are awesome. I think she's awesome and cool, and I love her colors. And she rides around this track like no big deal. Like no big deal. Amazing. I love it. Okay. This, I mean, but is that really? I doubt it. But you know, let's just keep going. Let's see where the night takes us. This folds out, just like the last one. I mean, you know, these don't feel like super, a little bit cheaper, but even the level of detail on these is pretty awesome, right? Like, look at the undersides. Look at the undersides on these things. Like, this looks cool. Like, I would put this, I may talk to, no, I think I have a better idea. My girlfriend's out camping for the night, so she won't be back till tomorrow, so I could just set this up on, like, the dining room table, right? And just be like, oh, it's like a figure piece. Like, you know, like, pass it off, like, maybe put, like, a candle here or something, or, like, a plant. Be like, oh, yeah, I think, well, you know, it goes with the couch, or I'll make something up. She'll have no idea. These are, like, little, I'm like, those are gonna break, right? I feel like they are. I wedge these in there. I guess not. Sort of. Okay, so I have a big donut. A massive freaking donut. I do love donuts. But is this what I'm supposed to do? The tank? Can the tank even... No. Okay, so this I actually hate. This is my first... I love this guy so far. I've loved a lot about him. I'm loving this base mode on some deep level. Well, okay. So the tank is too wide for the track, but the wheels themselves are not. I was saying hate. I'm like, I hate this. It does not. But now I'm like, okay. The wheels allow it. Like it can use the track. It doesn't really fit. But I'm okay. They went for a slightly bigger tank, but it can still use the track. Okay. So, I took a little break and I just came back, and I noticed that at the top of this rocket there's like a little thing that opens, and that popped off. But there's like a little chamber in there, and I think somebody can fit in there. And I think it's gonna be countdown at some point. I'm not quite to the place where I'm like open. I consider countdown. Well, is countdown an accessory? Or Target Master's... I mean, he's... Countdown... Okay, I take that back. That's insulting to Countdown. Countdown is obviously its own figure and character, and we will get to Countdown shortly. Because he can fit on this track. Yeah, I liked that. That's okay. Anyways, I don't know if this looks right, and I should look to the internet real quick to see what this should actually look like. All right, so I'm going to the internet. I'm looking for pictures. I get a lot of stuff for sale. I don't want that. I just want a freaking picture. Okay, I'm going to Big Bad Toy Store. You can buy the substandard version of this for $195. $4 off for a substandard version, which gets you a janky beat-up box. Okay, just give me a picture of the base. Okay, well that... So I think I'm supposed to fold these little things in. They're not supposed to be out like I had them. Okay. And it looks like this actually is rotated. Let me take this guy off. This midsection is torso is rotated up. And I think... Oh, damn, I'm like scraping on the wood. I think it goes like so, and then the rocket is going to go... Is that... The rocket just like... I think that's it. That's kind of disappointing. That's what yeah, looks... So the rocket just sort of sits on the ground. Kind of disappointing. I wish there was some way that it sort of like integrated into this to sort of yeah. What do I want here? It's not quite this. I think I know. I'm like looking at these pictures. I think I have done it right. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm seeing a picture of the tank, but where they fold this down and it's like a ramp. Ah, the countdown comes out of. Cool. Okay, so this, I think this is it. I think I'm looking at the pictures. This appears to be what it's supposed. Well, now I'm like, that doesn't. The picture that I'm seeing, like, I don't know if you can see this. Sorry, I'm not doing this justice. It's like where this is supposed to go. Does it fold down like this and just stay there? Does it fold up? If it folds up, then this like loading cargo bay is kind of blocked, and that. But then if it's like this, then can this even? I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. I'm just, yeah. A little disappointing, I guess. Like right now, sort of. I wish there was something that this kind of sat on. But overall it's okay. I think a figure can go in here. I actually really like this. I think I can do some stuff with this. Overall, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Dining room, table, and my girlfriend's going to get back and go, is that? For accessories, we have countdown. A Micromaster, a G1 Micromaster, who came with his own base, and whose own base I in fact have. From my days as a G1 collector, not as a G1 child. Look at this guy. I was a little worried that he was going to be really plain, because the original, I think I put it in storage. You run out of space. I ran out of space. Or do I have it somewhere? It's one of my better. It's a mint in box countdown with his complete Micromaster base, which is amazing and a lot of fun as a playset. And countdown is really cool. And countdown, I believe, is red and blue and sort of cool colors. And this countdown I saw, I thought he was gonna be pretty generic and just white, but like he's pretty cool. He's got like a little nubby. I think this is like a Micromaster like port that allows him to like connect to people. That seems stupid. I like the Micromasters. That seems dumb. But actually, his coloring is kind of cool. He's orange paint in the chest. He's got a lot of detail. His vehicle mode, where he's just all white, is a little boring. He's got the blue tires. He's got silver paint on the face. There's actually a good amount of. I can't hold it steady enough. I can't hold it steady enough. How do I get this to focus? Focus on his face. I can't not move my hand because my hand is fully extended. You're not going to be able to see it. There's a fair amount of detail on the face. They even got a little bit of blue in the eyes. They painted his chest entirely orange. He looks pretty cool. He looks a lot cooler than, I think, like a lot of this figure. I think the pictures really don't do it justice. I think real life, IRL, whatever, it really pops. The blue is a lot brighter and a lot crisper. And not maybe a blue that I feel like I see that often in the Transformer line. And the white and the painted white, it doesn't come off as like boring white plastic where they're just kind of lazy. It comes off as a lot more intentional, and it really is sort of clean. Yeah. And then this guy too, he looks really cool. He looks a lot cooler, and like even I'm like holding it up here, I'm like, please look cool, because it looks a lot cooler here than I think there. Or where I've seen it online. As for, let's see if I can. As for the other accessories, I like that they just wrap them in freaking paper now. Other than gussy them all up in various plastics. Oh, okay. I'm just noticing little details. I think it's. I don't want to hold this up. Well, okay, I will hold it up. It's hard. This is. Where do you put all this stuff? Where do you put it all? How can I even do this? The silver. You see the silver on the legs, where it's like it's on the side of the legs in robot form, but in the base mode, it's like right here, and it looks really nice. It's a good touch. These little ramps that also have the airlock system. Let me see if I can rotate this. yeah, these little ramps just sort of fold down so someone can boop, boop, use them to get up, which is cool. I'm sure like maybe you can connect them to somebody else. But I'm like, well, I wish these were located like on the outside. Like these ones are located out here, but not long enough. Well, no, I can't attach this. I wish these were here so that people could get from here up versus here up, where it's like they can't connect this to anything because it's like right next to a leg. I think you can sort of see it on this side, where you're like, yeah, I can't connect any of my little base formers to this because, but if it were out here, you could. You could have Gasworks out here. You could have Ironworks. It's just a missed opportunity, and it's too tall. This is like, let's see. These little ports here are, what, like 2.5 inches off the ground? And none of the base formers, I think, are going to be able to reach that. So, it's like, unless they have, like, accessories in here that are extensions. And I've like, looked online. I've heard there are aftermarket, like, airlock extensions. I might just have to buy, like, 6 versions of Slitherfang. Or 6 copies of Slitherfang. Which is stupid. Like, send us like 4 of those with this, and then it automatically becomes like much more fun and cooler. Brr. Okay, these are just blast effects, so I'm sure these will be cool and attached to the tip of the rocket. Makes no sense, but yeah, here we go. To the base of the rocket. That makes a lot more sense and is cooler. Can they attach? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. I'm still, yeah, I like the blast effects. I think they're cool. I wish there was some more color variation. Okay, I think I'm gonna, we'll end on a high note. We'll get this set up sort of like one of the ways that they envision it being set up, if I can even do that. I want to show like the port on the rocket, have countdown in there. Yeah. There you go. Guardian Robot, base form. A little iffy because it doesn't really, it's like, and now I'm like, yeah, it's like 3 things that are sort of like smushed together. It's almost like a gestalt, where it's like, it's not one robot, it's more like 3 giant pieces coming together to form a robot. The end product, I think on both ends, is really cool. I think this base is really cool. I'm into it. Can't wait to set some other figures up on it. If I can find the space. The robot is just, I think, is pretty gorgeous. I'll call him a beautiful boy. It's my adopted son. Yeah, it's a really cool robot form, so I'm totally into it. The transformation is sort of strange, and it doesn't feel really cohesive, is I guess the last thing I'd say. Not quite cohesive, but on the whole, really cool. Huge rocket. Where am I going to put it? I don't know.
Sometimes you watch a video when you like it. You want to express support, wondering how best to do so, considering the platform. Liked it so much, or at least so. You can click like or subscribe. You can even leave a comment. Dare to believe you can subscribe.